appeal of the head of the International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Accounting, Analysis, Inventory, Audit and Qualimetric Assessment and Judicial Examination of Material and Intangible Losses in the consequence of the Armenian genocide for reparations and restitution, academician Gasparyan Martik, to award the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize to Garo Paylan. Dear compatriots, friends, people of goodwill, I, Martik Gasparyan, am the head of the International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Accounting, Analysis, Inventory, Audit, Qualimetric Assessment and Judicial Examination of Material and Intangible Losses in the consequence of the Armenian genocide for reparations and restitutions. The aim of our center is to conduct an inventory, accounting, analysis, audit, qualimetric assessment and judicial examination of material and non-material losses due to the Armenian genocide for reparation and restitution. The International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Accounting, Analysis, Inventory, Auditing, Qualimetric Assessment and Judicial Examination of Material and Intangible Losses in the consequence of the Armenian genocide for reparations and restitutions, hereinafter the International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Examination and Assessment of Reparations and Restitution, supporting the appeal of the head of the International Women's Association of Hamshen Armenians, Amshenka, Saida Ohanyan, on the presentation of Garo Paylan for the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize, also addressed to the Nobel Committee, asking to award a member of the Turkish parliament elected from the pro-Kurdish Democratic People's Party, who devoted his whole life to protecting the violated rights of Turkish national and religious minorities and the region minorities, Garo Paylan, to the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize. Mr. Paylan is a famous advocate of the most fundamental international legal instruments in the region, such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the European Convention on Human Rights, and the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. He is a vivid advocate of the democratic and humanistic values, a fighter for peace and security in the most explosive region of the world, the Middle East. From the rostrum of the Turkish parliament, Garo Paylan speaks loudly to the entire region, condemning Turkey's aggressive policy and military intervention in neighboring sovereign states, especially full-scale military operations in Iraq and Syria. Paylan is one of the few who openly opposes the tyranny of Recep Erdogan, taking responsibility for the protection of humanist values, democratic institutions, national and religious minorities. His open struggle for peace in the region and the world is a symbol of a free, peaceful future for the region. The seeds of peace, tolerance, and mutual understanding between people of different nationalities and religions sown by Paylan give positive results in Turkish society. Garo Paylan activities are taking place under conditions of a real threat to the life of the deputy from the pro-government nationalist and extremist forces. We are convinced that the positive decision of the Nobel Committee to award Garo Paylan the Nobel Peace Prize will allow the Middle East to show the modern civilization knows the heroes of our time and is ready to support them in their struggle for the brighter future for new generations. World-renowned scholars and experts of the world professional communities of the International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Expertise and Assessment of Reparation and Restitution appeal to all humanitarian, scientific, international organizations, representatives of the scientific and creative world, and the academic community to support and join the initiative of the head of the Amshenka Armenian Women International Association, Saida Ohanyan, to award Garo Paylan to the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize and vote for Garo Paylan as the great humanist of the modern world and civilization. The International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Expertise and Assessment of Reparations and Restitutions is confident that a positive decision by the Nobel Peace Committee will make a significant contribution to establishing peace in the hottest spot on our planet, in the Greater Middle East, and will serve the cause of peace and harmony between peoples, and will solve today's challenges and stop the threats of the modern world to preserve the cultural heritage of all the peoples of the world. Academician Gasparyan Martik, head of the International Independent Legal and Scientific Center for Accounting, Analysis, Inventory, Audit, Qualimetric Assessment, and Judicial Expertise of material and intangible losses in the consequence of the Armenian genocide for reparations and restitutions.